Good morning and welcome to episode number 20 of the All Things Sports Podcast. Audio listeners, please skip to 5 minutes into the show to skip our live stream intro. And please use this 5 minutes to grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever you like to drink in the morning as we will preview the Premier League in this episode. So sit back, relax, and we will see you in 5 minutes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode number 20. Can't believe we're on 20 episodes already of the All Things Sports Podcast. My name is Zach Bischoff, and I am joined, hang on. There we go.
Danny Channel, sir.
There we go. Good morning to you, and hope you are having a fantastic morning. At least
I am, Zach.
At least
How are
that's
you, bud?
at least that's where we're at. Yes. Weren't planning to do the show this early, but I didn't want to record this last night. So today we will be focusing on the Premier League as the season kicks off today, this afternoon, at least in the Eastern time zone. Yes, I will bring up the schedule for you now as we lead into. I am not that white in real life. It's some lighting issue that I have here. Anyway, we will share a screen. We will share a window. And there we go. So as you can see here, the schedule for the Premier League. We first have Arsenal and Crystal Palace. I'm not going to read all these to you, but you can see here's the schedule. I believe Nottingham Forest is a new team up from the second level of the Premier League. So, Danny, first of all, your thoughts on just the Premier League's back. It has a great following here in America.
Right.
And I myself am a Liverpool supporter, so I will now say, "Come on, you Reds!" They play. When did they play? They play. Here, Fulham.
Yeah, that should be a pretty easy game for.
It's on Peacock though. I might have to look at Peacock. Anyway, so just your thoughts on just this season and any new teams that are up from the lower levels and any potential players to watch.
Yes, sir. Again, obviously, doing a Premier League preview show. I mean, with the Premier League starting, I feel like the Premier League, especially for viewers being able to access it in the U.S., it's really grown the game of soccer. I really think. I mean, I've always been a soccer fan because I've always gone to my sister's games and so I've always kind of liked watching the Premier League. But over the last few years, it's been really cool to see the growth and the level of support grow in America here. But as far as looking into the teams that have joined the or I guess gotten promoted from the championship, Fulham, Bournemouth, and as Zach mentioned, Nottingham Forest have all.
Is that what it is? I didn't realize that's what it was. I didn't think that was an abbreviation. Continue.
Yeah, I had a little trouble with that pronunciation as well. But yeah, they're all three moving up, and I believe Burnley, Watford, and Norwich City are all three relegated and will be playing in the championship this season to try and reclaim their spot in the Premier League. Which, for the record, I think, Zach, is the way that there should be some similarities as to the way the Premier League works to like the NFL or the NBA, because the worst team in the league does not get the number one pick. They have to work a whole season to get back to where they were.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting just looking into here. Leeds and Wolves, I don't know how well, Leeds especially. I don't know how they're still up here. I think Brentford, are they down? I think they're down too. Yeah, they are, aren't they?
No, they're playing. I think they're still here. Yeah, they like barely squeaked by.
Oh, yeah, there they are. Yeah, I think they get within a point of relegation. So,
and that's what's so cool. I mean, not like obviously it's very stressful for the various fan bases, but that's what's like. You see these teams that barely escape relegation, and they're so happy at the end because that's what it means to be a Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But should we get into kind of like I guess who we like what teams and what players really and like new players coming in? Do you want to get into that, TB?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So obviously, I'll just highlight a couple of big moves, and then we can open it up for discussion here. But obviously, big transfer window all around the Premier League. I mean, probably the most, or I guess there are a ton of big moves, but one big move being Erling Haaland transferred in to Man City, which they did not need. Man City does not need any help, but they certainly got some help with acquiring the I think he's like 19 or 20-year-old from Borussia Dortmund. So he's going to be a talent for years to come, I think, Zach. And another I guess another one, and kind of sticking with that in that, they also traded Man City traded away Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal. So I think that'll help Arsenal a lot. I think that I'm not sure the financial situation with any teams. I need to brush up on that, but I think that's probably had something to do with it because you got to free up space to bring in a player like Holland. But I mean, I think that'll really help Arsenal. And obviously, you know all about this, Zach. Mane is no longer in Liverpool, Zach.
Right.
He's in Bayern now. How do you feel about that, Zach?
I don't know. I mean, I think Liverpool will still get by with because they have Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian magician. They have Diego Jota, which I think they still have. I think their core, for lack of a better word, is still intact mostly. But I still think, and we'll just go into predictions now. I still think they'll win the league. I think they'll win the league, even though they, I believe it was Man City that won the league last year. But I think that, it's always fun watching Liverpool. And they're always in the Champions League. They always at least come close to winning the league each season. So it'll be interesting. Jurgen Klopp over there, he runs a tight ship over there. So, it should just be interesting to watch to see how they move past.
And I believe, if I'm correct, they brought in a guy. I'm not sure from where, but they brought in a guy, Diego Nunez, for Mane. I think from Bayern or not? I don't know if he's from Bayern.
I am not aware of that, but I also didn't know that Mane was in Bayern now. But I guess let's just get into the German Bundesliga in a little bit here. So I think we will save that for the next show, though. Due to the fact we have already agreed previously on sticking to the Premier League. All right. This first one's show may be a little bit shorter than usual, but I got stuff to do. So, all right, let's go. Let's go to what do we want to go to next? Predictions?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Want to do predictions? Your prediction for
my prediction, Zach. I'm hopping on the Man City bandwagon.
Wait. Okay.
Oh,
Couple things. One, who's going to win the league? Mm-hmm. Two, who do you think is going to get relegated? Proceed.
Those are loaded questions, Zach. Those are loaded questions, my friend, with a lot of implications, considering a ball has not yet been kicked. But I am the master of prediction, ZB.
Are you now?
Our first episode, I predicted a repeat of the finals, and that never happened. So that shows how good that was. But anyway, we're going to move past that.
That's funny.
It's a new day. It's a new week. Thank you, Zach. That's all I want to do.
Even though there's nobody watching.
Laugh, Zach. That's my goal. You know what I mean?
I apologize on Danish behalf to our audio listeners that they were just listening to the constant badgering that goes on. But anyway, it's all in good fun. Right? Here we
Yes,
go.
sir.
Proceed.
I guess for my predictions, I think Man City repeats. I mean, they've only added talent. Now, the one thing I will say, I saw a report doing a little research this morning. Bernardo Silva, is I think going to be on the move here. To like so that'll be a loss in the Man City midfield for sure. But I really think Pep Guardiola. I love Pep. He's been doing it for a while. He's like Klopp, Zach. I mean, he runs a tight ship, like you said.
Yep.
He knows how to get results. So I really think Man City repeats. I mean, they're just oozing with talent, Zach. I really think it's kind of theirs to lose. And I think I really think it'll be a competition, at least to win the league, between Man City and Liverpool. They just have too much depth and too much talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess as far as relegation, I haven't really. Let me bring up the table because I haven't really. I've been focused on teams that I want to do well, not that. But let me. I think that it's always tough, right, Zach? It's always tough bouncing in between the championship and the the Premier League. So I honestly think that I think Bournemouth comes down. I think they're kind of like the Norwich of last year, which didn't really have a ton of success at all. I mean, they just could not get things going. I think Bournemouth is down there. Let's see. I think Fulham is an interesting one because they're always, they always play well in the championship, and they always kind of win that easily if I'm not mistaken. But they always struggle in the Premier League. Like they're always just up and down. It's like every 2 years.
So they're up and down. Now,
It's kind of like that. They're too good for the championship, but they're not good enough for the beast or the Premier League. You know what I mean, Jack?
Yeah.
So
that sounds very similar to a situation that well, okay, yeah. I think you know what I'm talking about, but we're not going to discuss that publicly. All right. So that is actually it.
or do you want to do real quick? Do
Sorry.
you want to do top four? Who's gonna make the top four? Because we could get
Yes.
into
That was my next thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, that was my next thing. I'm like, I thought that was it, but then like, anyway.
Yeah, I was like, wait. No.
Yes. Right. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts, GB. But I really think in terms of top four, I think it'll be Man City in first place. I think it will be.
All right, let me grab the table.
I think it'll be Liverpool in second place. I think it will be Man U in third place, although Cristiano Ronaldo is not happy right now. He's never happy though. That's what.
No, he isn't. I mean, when you make the amount of money he makes, and I don't know what he makes, but let me see here. Let me go. You can go ahead.
And then I would say the fourth team, and the Tottenham, or I guess the team that I was supposed to name before I just said it, has been very active in transfer portal, and it's clear that they're in win now mode, and that team is Tottenham. I mean, they brought in a new manager, I believe. They have the likes of Harry Kane, Heung-min Son. They brought in Richarlison from Everton. They also brought in Perisic from Man City, who was a good starter when he played, but he was a very good impact player off the bench if I remember correctly. So it's clear that Tottenham is in win now mode. However, they always seem to come up a little bit short, Zach. and I think that this year they get over that barrier. I think, but it's
Mhm.
going to take some work. I mean, I think if I had to guess, I think them and I would say them, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this because Arsenal never really plays the way that they should play on, at least based on the talent they have on paper. But I think them and Arsenal are really going to be jostling for that fourth spot to get in the Champions League and that fifth spot for the Europa League here. So that'll be a very close race, I think, because Arsenal. I mean, they brought in Jesus and they've looked good in preseason, I think. But I mean, so we'll see with that. But I think Tottenham. I think they are in win now mode because I don't know how much more they can be just coming up a bit short. I think they need to have a little bit more success. You know what I mean, Jeff?
Right. Yeah, and I have a follow up question to that. Which team are you sleeping on that you think is either that you think is going to do better than reports are saying,
That
or
is a
better than
great question, Zach. That is a very good question. I look at I look at West Ham, and I think they have made drastic improvements these last couple of years. I mean, they got a great striker, I think. And
Mhm,
Miguel Antonio is his name. He scored a ton of goals.
mhm.
I think people West Ham. I think they're a smaller market team. I haven't done a deep dive on West Ham, but they're not
Debrief.
bringing in. Yeah, I need to. I need to be like. I need to get. I'm excited to definitely dive into everything like that. But
Yep.
I think West Ham, they're a tough one because they're kind of like I feel like they're the Rays of the Premier League. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Because
I. Oh
go
no,
ahead,
I'm
go
good.
ahead. No,
No, no, go
no,
ahead.
no. And then
Yeah,
you can. I mean, I didn't mean to
I'm
interrupt you
still
there.
thinking.
You
I'm
can.
still thinking.
Yeah. But I think they're kind of the Rays of the Premier League, if you will. If any of you follow baseball, they're in a super competitive. The Rays are in a super competitive division. I mean, right now everybody's over 500 in the AL East, I believe. And that's kind of like the Premier League. You have the big guys like City and Liverpool, but West Ham. I mean, they've developed a team to where they can compete now. I think they were seventh or eighth last year, and they've just been able to really hone in on player development and things like that. They kind of remind me of Leicester a couple years ago, who won the league out of nowhere, just because they
Hmm.
were able to find something that worked and stick with it. You know what I mean, Z?
Yeah. All right. So I think my top four is going to be either Liverpool or Man City. Okay. I'm then you're going to say Chelsea
Oh,
and I'm going to say Tottenham.
there we go.
And the team, if any of you, if any of our American listeners follow the college basketball tournament, there's always that one team, always that one team that makes a run, and I think that team is going to be Nottingham Forest.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. Ooh, we have one viewer. That's well, a little late in the show for that, but anyway, we thank the person that is tuned in live currently, and also we forgot to mention before we wrap it up here to follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is right down there. And Dan, if you would like to, can I move this around? I cannot move it around. Anyway,
What's up?
nothing.
Place it.
All right, no. Oh, it's no, no, down. You know where it is. You know where it is. You've been here. You've been here long enough. Okay. All right. That is going to do it for this episode of the All Things Sports Podcast. We actually got a little bit of a longer show in than I first thought. But yeah, we thank you all for listening. We are currently at, I believe, 244 downloads, I believe, on audio. So So we would like to thank all of our listeners for that. Now, one last note, with the Premier League starting up here, I think we are going to be churning out episodes after every match week here. So I think it'll be rapid fire here. I mean, subject to our availability, of course, but I think it'll be rapid fire now that the Premier League is starting. We'll just go over and I think this podcast, this was, when we started this, all sports, as the name says back there, all things sports. But I think now with like the Premier League, I think we're starting to shift to we're hunting in on certain topics and then we're talking for half an hour about that. So I think that the next batch of shows are going to be primarily Premier League centered. And also, one last note for our community in Norway, we are in the early stages of this, but we were planning to live stream for you guys out there. But however, due to the large time difference, it would be, I believe by my calculations, if it was 10 o'clock over in Norway, it would be about 2 or 3 a.m. where we're at. So we are not going to do that. But however, I think we are going to pre-record something for you. So I think we'll talk more about that as we get closer to producing that. But anyway, that will do it for this episode of the All Things Sports Podcast. Danny, any final words?
No, Zach. Obviously, excited for the future here with all the everything that's going on in the sports world and everything that we've been able to do. I mean, 20 episodes, man. Who would have thought, Zach? Who would have thought? Buddy? So keep going.
Yes, sir. All right. So we thank you all for watching. And we will talk to you all next time right here on the All Things Sports Podcast.